Yeah, g'day all. Here we are, the last morning of the 2017 Rotorua Model Railroad Club Easter train show, and we're going to have a quick tour around the American Modular Group's HO modular layout. I guess modular in their title is a giveaway. This is going to be the last time that it is in its current form. I gather one of the original members is having a change of, or very seriously having a change of scale and gauge. So while we haven't got anything up and running, I'm taking this opportunity before we get busy to give you a quick whip around. And here we're starting off at one of the very first modules by Mr. Dave Schenkel, the Cabin Creek module. So I'll try not to jiggle this too much, otherwise blame the helicopter pilot, and we'll have a trip around. Here we do a quick squiz around a pillar. If I knew how to edit, I would. Here we go up to the drive-in. People are obviously parked up even though there's nothing on the screen. The modules are set up in two of the guys' houses. Unfortunately, one of our original members, Mr. Hans Hubner, passed away, but his modules have stayed local, and we'll get round to some of them later. It's always a sign that by the second afternoon, if trains are getting ridiculously long, we know things are generally running well. And here's one of Hans's corner modules. Not only was Hans a fine modeller, but he was a very fine chap. And here's the tall timber. And lo and behold, on the tall timber, it's not HO, but ON30. And club member Shane is going to make a foray himself into ON30, and for pictorial purposes we've set it up on the tall timber, and we'll take some photos of it later. And up here is Hans's last modules. Again, to get that visual effect of height and depth, she's gone fairly vertical on these ones. The layout is DCC, but except for this top line here, which is DC, sorry, and runs on a to and fro circuit. And these don't run at all, but gives people an idea of how rail developed. Yes, and the eagle-eyed of you may wonder about this. This module, corner module, has been modified to fit into one of the guys' garages, but has never got finished. Now personally, some people go, oh, unfinished modules, that's not a good look. But personally, I think it gives the public a general idea of how it starts. It's just not a case of magically clicking the fingers. I'll just pause in here. We'll have a wee look, because here's the bears. You can't have a layout without having a bear on it. So again, another attempt at getting some height into a layout. And here's one of the unfinished. That's pretty obvious. Yes, the original members were Hans Hubner, Dave Schenkel and Mike Swain. With a couple of other odd bods who've come along to help on set up at shows. We don't always set up at this large, but as the show may become the club's final hurrah, with a increasingly elderly membership, lifting and toting is getting to be a little bit more problematic. And here we are at Hans's harbour layout, or one of his, well, they actually joined into two. I'm pleased to see that they did get to stay locally. And here we are, back at Cabin Creek. Total run of 60 metres, or the boat, two mains are 60 metres each. I ran a train yesterday, or got to run a train on it yesterday, and it took 8 minutes to get around. It was a load of fun. But anyhow, thank you very much for watching. Cheers.